Alright, looking at number 19. Number 19 says solve the equation using the zero product property. All I'm asking you to do is set it equal to 0. Right? So take this factor, 3n, set it equal to 0. Take this factor, 9n plus 4, and set it equal to 0. Well, if you're trying to solve for n right here, come on. If you're trying to solve for n right here, you're going to divide by the coefficient, so divide by 3 on both sides. 0 divided by 3 is 0. So we know right now that's wrong, that's wrong. I need to have a factor of 0. I'm solving this one for n, so I'm going to subtract 4 on both sides. You get 9n equals negative 4. Last step, divide by the coefficient. N equals negative 4/9. Bam. Those are your two factors, negative 4/9 and 0. It says solve the equation by completing the square. Okay, if I don't know how to complete the square, don't complete the square. It doesn't matter which way you solve. You could solve by completing the square. You could solve by graphing. You could solve using the quadratic formula. They'll give you the same answer. Right? So if I want to solve this one by graphing, all I need to do is write it in standard form. ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0. It's not in standard form. It's equal to 2. We need to move that 2 over here. So I get x squared plus x minus 2 equals 0. That's what we're plugging in our calculator. Here we go. Bada bing, bada boom. Open this puppy up. Open up a new document. We're going to add a graph. Sorry, Coach Sapp. We're going to add a graph. We're going to insert this equation, x squared plus x minus 2. Enter. You can see we have a x-intercept right here at 1 and negative 2. Bam. Looking at the polynomial in standard form. Standard form is writing my exponents from the greatest to the least. The biggest exponent I see is to the third power. So that negative 3g should come first. So we know right now that is the answer. Okay, again, we're writing our exponents from greatest to least. So 3, 2, 1, and 0. We know it's a cubic polynomial because the greatest degree is the third power. That means it's a cubic. And it has 4 terms. That means it's a polynomial. Number 22 says, what's the degree of the monomial? That's 4. That's a constant, so it has a degree of 0. We could say that's 4x raised to the 0, because anything raised to the 0 is 1, so 4 times 1 is 4. All constants, if you do not see an x, all constants are raised to the 0 power. Okay, x raised to the 0 power. It has a degree of 0. Number 23 says FOIL. Okay, again, all that's asking me to do is to multiply. So 5x times 3x is a 15x squared. Outside terms, 5x times 2 is a positive 10x. Inside terms, so 5 times 3x is a positive 15x. And then my last terms are 5 times 2 is a positive 10. Combine like terms in the middle, we get 15x squared plus 25x plus 10. D. Moving on up. If I can turn the page. There we go. Okay, again, we're looking to simplify using the distributive property. I'll go ahead and box this one for you since I foiled the last one. Again, we're going to multiply to get inside the box, so multiply these two numbers to get here. I get a negative 12h squared. I get a positive 24h. I get a positive 12h. And I get a negative 24. We're going to combine like terms in the middle. So you get a negative 12h squared. All those are negative 12h squared. We combine these two numbers and we get a positive 36h. So we know right now that this is the answer. And then we get a minus 24. Alright, so it says my solutions are negative 3 and 9. What's the standard form of the quadratic function? All you got to do is plug these into your calculator and see which one crosses at negative 3 and 9. C is your correct answer. Number 26 says factor the polynomial. We're looking to factor out a greatest common factor. So what is the greatest common factor between 9 and 21? Both of those are divisible by 3. So both of those are divisible by 3. Okay, we can look at my variable. I've got w to the 8th and w to the 6th. So I can factor out a w to the 6th. So w to the 6th has 6 w's in it. W to the 8th has 6 w's and 2 more. Alright, so basically I'm going to divide by a 3w to the 6th. So 9 divided by 3, I know that I have 3. W to the 8th, I can subtract exponents here. So w to the 8th, w to the 6th, 8 minus 6 is w squared. So basically what I just did, guys, is w to the 8th is that over w to the 6th, which is that. So these cancel out. You're left with w squared. Alright, 21, and we took 3 out of it, so 21 divided by 3 is 7. W to the 6th and w to the 6th, those cancel out. There's your answer. 3w to the 6th, parentheses 3w plus 7. Bam. Simplify the product, so all I'm asking you to do is distribute this negative n to both of those terms. So I have an 8n times a negative 1n gives me a negative 8n squared. Negative n times 2 is a negative 2n. Bam. A is your answer. Number 28, all I'm asking you to do is to plug this into your calculator. Y equals negative 0.04x squared plus 3.2x plus 11.4. And I want to know how far horizontally from its starting point will the rocket land. Okay, so let's say that this is my graph of the rocket. I want to know this right here. So I want to know the x-intercept, or the 0, or the root, or the solution. Okay, so I can plug that quadratic into my calculator, and I get 83.42. I could also solve by quadratic formula. I could also solve by completing the square. You do you, boo boo. Number 29, again, we're looking to factor. This is the difference of two squares. How do I know that? Because my middle term, s to the first power, canceled out. So it's the difference of two squares. We know that we're going to have an s in both. We know that one's going to be positive and one's going to be negative, because I need to multiply to get a negative. The only way to do that is two different signs. And this is going to be the square root of 36, which is 6 and 6. So x plus 6, x minus 6. Last one, number 30. It says, suppose that the area of a square lawn is 25x squared plus 20x plus 4. What's the length of one side? So I'm asking you to factor this. So again, we're looking for factors of a times c that adds to give me b. So in this case, a times c is going to be 100. That adds to give me a positive 20. So factors of 100, multiply to give me 100, but add to give me 20. Both of those are positive, so both of my factors are positive. So factors of 100, 10 and 10, 1 and 100, 25 and 4, 50 and 2. Now, how do I know which one I'm choosing? I'm going to add to get 20. 10 plus 10 adds to give me 20. Bam, that's why I chose those. 50 and 2 adds to give me 52. That's not 20. 25 and 4 adds to give me 29. Again, that's not 20. So I know my two factors are 10 and 10. Now, I'm going to draw my asterisk. That's a terrible asterisk. Okay, but I'm going to draw my asterisk. And why am I doing that? Because my a is greater than 1. In the top goes a. So you're going to go 25 and 25. In the bottom goes your factors, which are 10 and 10. Okay, I'm going to reduce my fractions. Right? Those are a fraction. Here's your fraction bar. So I can reduce this by 5. So 25 divided by 5, that reduces to 5 over 2. Same thing here, it reduces to 5 over 2. So here are your two parentheses. First number gets the x, so 5x plus 2. Same thing, first number gets the x, 5x plus 2. So you have the same factor there.